Forget everything you think you know about Nintendo hardware. What you're seeing here should be physically impossible. This isn't just a game, we're witnessing the end of console exclusivity as we know it. This is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the most graphically demanding game on the PlayStation 5, actually running smoothly on the Nintendo Switch 2. But here's the catch that'll keep you up tonight. Cloud Strife has literally devoured reality on this handheld. If you look closely, objects disappear right before your eyes while performance behaves in ways experts said were impossible. Subscribe to the channel before we talk about what no one can currently explain. Pretty much every self-proclaimed expert said Rebirth would melt the Switch 2. And yes, there are moments where the frame rate drops to slideshow like 20 frames per second. For many, that's a technical disaster, but that's not entirely accurate. Because the very next moment, the Switch 2 delivers an image that looks almost identical to the PS5 in direct comparison. So how is that possible? The answer is DLSS. But this graphical voodoo comes with a brutal cost for your eyes, one almost nobody has noticed. Take a look at this direct comparison. On the left, PS5 and 60 FPS performance mode. On the right, the Switch 2. While the PS5 often looks blurry, the Switch 2 actually uses AI upscaling that highlights details Sony users simply don't get. Look at the hair, for example. The so-called DOS hair creates visual noise, a digital shimmer that only reveals its ugly face at 400% zoom. But that's not even the craziest part. To make Rebirth portable, Square Enix had to put the game on an object diet. Walk into Tifa's room, yes, I know that's exactly where many of you want to go, and on PS5 you see a lived-in mess. On the Switch 2, it's noticeably stripped down. Fewer objects, less clutter. Even the poster above the piano has been erased from existence. It's as if someone hollowed out the world of Final Fantasy to save the CPU. It makes sense, and yet, when you ride through the grasslands, the experience feels so close to the original that you start wondering why you ever spent $500 on a home console. The biggest issue isn't the graphics, it's the frame pacing. As you run through Nibelheim with Sephiroth, the game sometimes feels buttery smooth, only to snap you out of immersion with a tiny stutter the next moment. It's a constant battle between hardware limits and software magic. But here's the turning point. Some players tested Queen's Blood in handheld mode, and suddenly resolution didn't matter anymore. The fact that this massive open-world epic lives in your pocket almost invalidates every other technical argument. So is the Switch 2 version the definitive way to play? If you're a graphics purist, you'll hate the grass pop-in during the intro. It appears so close to Cloud's face, it almost hurts. But if you want the freedom to play the biggest RPG of our time anywhere, then this is a technological miracle. Take another look at these frame drops. Would you accept that for 30 frames per second and portability? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to find out whether the Switch 2 will also take down GTA 6, hit subscribe. We break it all down here before anyone else does. See you in the next loop.